This live stream may or may not be for you, but consider this. Go where the love is. You know, they said that darkness is the absence of light, darkness being hate, light being love. Too many times we focus on the negativity, focus on the things that are missing. We focus on, you know, just, I don't know, folks trying to tear us down and things like that. What's up, Art? Appreciate you being here early in the morning. But I encourage folks, don't focus on the negativity. Don't focus on the people that don't love you or, that ain't got your best interests in mind. Go where the love is. Too many times we surround ourselves, with the hate, with the people that don't care about us. We're trying to impress people, that, don't give a damn about us, that could care less about whether or not we exist. And I was just getting this because I was watching an entertainer. He was talking about this kid named Rory. I don't know if you know anything about it, but the guy was talking about, basically go where the love is, and people will find you, as far as that. And I thought that was cool, and I started thinking about that myself. A lot of times we find ourselves trying to chase behind people or befriend people who could care less about our existence, who could care less about, whether or not we live or die, or whether or not, you know, um, you know, we matter, And a lot of times we devalue ourselves by trying to be around people who don't acknowledge us unless it's something they can get out of the deal or something they can gain from speaking to us and stuff like that. And with that, that's not always love. I'm not saying it's hate, but it's a situation where do you really want to be associated with that? And then for the folks that do tear us down and do hate us, that want to push us in a bad way and influence us negatively, what's the percentage in it? What's the point? Why go there? So I encourage people, go where the love is, go where the people care for you and really wish the best for you and really are trying to uplift you and upbuild you. Go where the people are concerned about your life. What's going on, Caesar? Appreciate you. Go where the love is. Too many times we find ourselves surrounded by hate, by the negativity. Something hell bell. Funny. That's funny. I get the reference. But please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you, appreciate this message of what I'm saying and whatnot. It is a situation where a lot of times we forget, hey, we are the company that we keep. And if you keep negative people around you, you keep all that darkness and things around you that you don't need. The people that you keep around you can bring you down or they can lift you up. The folks that you're around can hate on you or they can love you. They can put you in a positive situation. First, you should love yourself, but more importantly, who you have around you are the ones that's going to influence you the most. Thank you. Appreciate it, Caesar. Thank you. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a good thumbs up. Nothing wrong with three people in the chat, at 3 in the morning. I think it's 3 in the morning on the East Coast. Yes, it is. It's 3 in the morning. But anyway, for the most part, yeah, like I was saying, find yourself in situations where, people, are pulling for you to win, because in this world, a lot of times people are not really pulling for you, folks that have different points of views or folks that may be hateful or vengeful, or backbiting and gossiping about you, 12:15 a.m. there. So that must mean you're on the West Coast, West Side. What's up, Crimson Fantasy? Appreciate you for coming through. But like I said, I encourage people, find yourself and surround yourself with people that are going to be realistic with you, but honestly, folks that's going to build you up, people that's not just going to tear you down. And folks, if they do give you criticism, it's constructive criticism. Don't put yourself around people who don't care about you, that just uses and abuses. People that will smile in your face and talk about you. When you're not in their face, and you always during the nighttime at the same time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seems like that Crimson Fantasy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about that Crimson Fantasy. You know how that goes. But for the most part, I tell folks, like I said, we are the ones that bring, these people sometimes or these situations or that negativity to us. I tell folks if you ever look at your life and you see things not going the way that you want it to go, always look at the people that you have around you. Always look at the folks that you chase behind. Sometimes we walk towards the hate, sometimes we go head first, towards the hate, as opposed to, going to where the love is. Go to where, the people are actually being realistic with you, giving you truth, giving you honesty, building you up, putting you in a place where, you could be your best self, the best that you could be at all times. People that are going to be realistic with you, and that's not going to lie to you and sugarcoat things for you and make you feel good about yourself. So it is something to be said about that. Had a close friend on it, betrayed me. Yeah, it's like that Crimson Fantasy, and sometimes it hurts because we do have people that are close to us, that may hate on us the most. There's a saying from somebody said, I think it was Shakespeare said, he said, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right? And Shakespeare was like, whoever said that must have been an enemy. So why would you keep your enemies, closer than your friends? So, I don't know. But that goes into, the type of atmosphere, the vibe that you want to have around you. Like a couple of live streams back, I said, no bad vibes. And sometimes the truth about it is we bring the bad vibes around us. We bring the company that we keep. We bring the negativity sometimes in our own head, in our own heart. Sometimes we're not really directing ourselves or allowing ourselves to be directed to where the love, where the light, where the peace, where the blessings may be. Sometimes we're stuck in the past. Sometimes we're stuck on things that don't matter. Yeah, enemies are treated like friends because they'd rather have their side than fighting them. Yeah, true, 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 true. I agree with you on that, Crimson Fantasy. Don't go out there treating your enemies like friends, especially when you know folks are using you and just tearing you down. And sometimes we rather let folks use us and tear us down and talk about us and mistreat us because, maybe we want to be in figure favor with those people. But I tell people, know your own worth, know your own value, know what you should have around you, know about the vibes that you have around you, the people that you have speaking into your life, the folks that you have influencing you. I mean, it really matters who you will have conversations with, what you allow people to say to you. People don't realize that. What you allow people to say to you means a whole lot. If you allow folks to disrespect you and don't acknowledge that, or allow people to put you down and, don't speak up for yourself, that's a big deal. Exactly, those battles, but speak up for yourself and feel something's wrong. Yeah, definitely. What's up, Size Dad? That's why I'm here. Thank you, Size Dad. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you were here at the last live stream. I definitely appreciate you for that. I was debating whether or not to do this live stream, but I see that this live stream was necessary because a lot of us forget, that we need to gravitate towards the light, the peace, the love. Too many times we gravitate towards the negativity and don't even realize that we're doing it. Sometimes we put ourselves in situations where, we may think folks are friends or we may think situations are cool. We may think that it's okay to, be around somebody, just because, that person may make us feel good for a moment or something like that. But the reality is, the results of that come to bear, with what you think. Sometimes you could be around somebody and you're not realizing that that negativity could rub off on you, and you're thinking that those thoughts that you're thinking to yourself are your own original ideas and thoughts that you had about a negative situation that you may be in, or somebody that may have felt some type of way towards a group of people, or towards, just doing the right thing, or, just being good, a good person, or morally right as much as possible. How much you gonna say? Oh, okay, yeah. Nah, thanks, Crimson Fantasy. I appreciate that. Yeah, now sometimes you don't realize it until someone tells you. Sometimes you don't realize it until you sever ties with people that really care about you. A lot of times we spend too much time trying to impress and be next to people who don't give a damn about us, as opposed to, being around people who really care. A lot of times we may alienate people that really care about us, that really, are concerned about our well-being, our health, our mind, our body, our spirit, to be around people that are only going to make us feel good for a momentary situation. And, you can do that. That's your business, but don't be surprised about the people that you have, about it. Yeah, but it is Crimson Fantasy. It is something that people still struggle with, as far as even if you've given up on that, it's something other people still struggle with. Sometimes people, don't know how to exist in their own space or be comfortable with different types of people, and they're comfortable in their own spin. Mutual respect sometimes is not mutual. Yes, it does. How much do you feel about these teens having sex changes? Oh my God, you're gonna hit me with that. Uh, I need more context for your question, Caesar. I need more context for your question. I gotta know the context and what you're talking about. That question. How do I feel about it? Um, yeah, it is an adjustment. If you give me context for your question, Caesar, I'll definitely answer your question. Because I need to know where you're coming from with the question. What is the grounds for what you asked that question? But for the most part, yeah, Crimson Fantasy. And besides that, it is an adjustment. It is something, to see. Down to one person now. Uh-oh. I don't know if YouTube is playing with me. I don't know if you folks are still in the chat or if folks actually left me. That's one of the things that's been going on too with YouTube. It's been crazy with that, but you know, um, for the most part, yeah, it is an adjustment. You just got to be careful, who you let around you and what you gravitate towards. If you want to learn how your life is going and how things need to change, just look at the people that you're around. Just look at the situations that you find yourself in. Look if it's upbuilding, if it's around a whole bunch of hateful people, vengeful people, or if you're around a bunch of loving people, a combination of both. You find balance in between. Okay, parents allowing their teens to have sexual science surgery to become the opposite gender, good idea or bad idea, Mel? Oh wow. See, you want the truth. You're trying to get Mel on the hook. Do I think it's a good idea or a bad idea? Parents, let me read that again, because you're asking me. Okay, parents allowing their teens to have a sexual reassignment surgery to become. Should it happen as a teenager? Um, should it happen as a teenager? I'll say this much. This is my personal opinion, and this is not meant to defame or tear down anybody of any community, whatever. It is Pride Month, so this is what it is. I'm being asked some real life questions here. Whoa, put me on a hot seat tonight. My thoughts and honest opinion about that. I think the child should have time to grow. Let the child become an adult. As a teenager, you're still trying to figure out your emotions, or you still need a chance to decide. You got life going on. I would say, once a child is old enough to pay a bill, or go out there on their own, strike out on their own, then you go and you work that out as an adult. You understand the decision and stuff like that you're about to make. As a parent, that's something I would do. I would tell my kid personally, as it pertains to that, I would say, when you get older, you can do whatever it is that you're going to do. I can't stop that. But now, as a teenager, when you're 16, 17, I would say, at least think about it, because that's a big step. So, before you don't look before you leap and stuff like that. But, that people are going to do what they're going to do. Us, what's up, Maria Rita? Thank you for coming through. So, yeah, that's just really my opinion on that. Is it a good idea or bad idea? You know, um, I would say it's a bad idea from the context of not having them to understand what's going on first. Now, if they want to do it, they want to do it. You can't stop a person. But I would want a child to be a child, whether you want to be gay, whether you want to dress like a woman or a man. If you born of the opposite sex, that's your business. I would say, okay, if you want to be, if you're a young teenager and you're a girl and you want to be a man, I would say, okay, you can dress like the man and you could do all that and understand, what comes with that. But if you want to have the reassignment surgery, I would say at least give yourself time to think about it as a teenager until you go into adulthood. And then if that's something that you want to do as an adult, then by all means you make that decision and you work that out. Because what I don't want to happen, what I wouldn't want to happen is for the child or the teenager to get that surgery, that reassignment surgery, and then regret it when they get older, because they didn't have enough time to think about it. So I would tell them to at least think about it and consider it until they're an adult. You're 21, you want to do it, or you have legal age, whatever consider legal age to be. That was if it's 18, 19, somewhere around there. This is what you want to do, then then that's on you. I'm confused. How do you have more people in the chat than people watching Strange? Yeah, I don't know how that is. I don't know how that is. Besides that, maybe it's a glitch in the matrix. I can't get into that. I'm just glad people are watching though. If there's more people in the chat, then there's more people in the chat. It's all good. But that was a deep question right there, for the least maybe a simple question, but deep question. Something I've been mulling over in my mind. But I get it. People have to make their own decisions and own choices. So that's an interesting question. Definitely. Thank you for that question, Caesar. Hopefully, it was satisfactory to answer. If it wasn't, like I said, still, celebrate differences of opinion. Yeah, yeah, no, it's very strange. YouTube is very strange. I'll tell you something that's funny. Besides that, I did a live stream earlier when I was out and about in the city. So I specifically made sure that this live stream was supposed to be 15 minutes, and then I did a 15-minute live stream. You're welcome, Caesar. And they took away a minute, and then they took away another minute from my live stream, which is funny. Yeah, yeah, but that's just my honest opinion, Caesar. But that's just how I felt about it. I mean, I don't knock anybody for wanting to explore whatever their options is. Whether I agree with you or not, it's your life. Yeah, yeah, my lunch hour. You know, during my lunch hour, it was a live stream that I did, and the live stream was like 15 minutes that I did, and they took away 2 seconds. I don't know if that's YouTube being petty or whatever the case may be. And my count is going up and down. It's going from 2 to 1 to 0 to 2 to 3 to 4. I think it was 5 people, as much as 5 people. As soon as I said it, it readjusted to 4. I don't know what's going on. Maybe people's Wi-Fi's are going out, and people's connections and buffering and stuff like that. That could be another thing too. Sometimes you on a live stream, you're talking to people, and on your end you're good, but other people are buffering. So besides that, that's probably what that is. When you see more people in the chat, then it shows and reflects on my watch. 4-6 now. See, yeah, see, because I don't see the 6 thumbs up. So you see something that I don't see. So that's crazy how that's working now. It's glitches. It's technology. We have all this technology. See, I'm still at 4 thumbs up. So and then it just went back down to 3. It's going back and forth. Anyway, as long as the people hear me, as long as folks get where I'm coming from and whatnot, for those people coming in, going out, whatever the case may be, yeah, it's a lot going on. Go to the love, go to the peace, look for it, search it, seek it, stalk it. Sometimes we spend our time too much. You see too. Yeah, see, we all see different things. Now it's up to 3. At one point it was up to 4, then 5. So people are buffering in and out. Either people are just walking in and out my live stream, regularly. I don't know. Thank you for every and anybody that was here, that's here now. I appreciate you for being here. But like I said, you just embrace the love, man. Embrace the people that care. What I care about is the folks that actually care about being in my live streams. I'm not worrying about the folks that don't want to be here. I'm not worried about the folks that don't agree with what I'm doing and what I'm saying and how I'm doing my thing. I'm not saying I don't care about them. I just don't focus too deeply on it, because you do your thing, I do mine. That's just the way it is. That's how I run my show, my channel, and stuff like that. Sometimes people do things I don't agree with. It is what it is. Should have a stricter policy on food stamps. Yeah, yeah, we do. Should we have a stricter policy on food stamps? Damn, you asking me another one, another tough one. All right. Um, First I have to look at the policy on food stamps, just to be more informed about the situation. You know, that's I can't fully answer the question like I should, but it depends on the context of where you're coming from with that question. What do you mean, by a stricter policy on food stamps? Like, what's the context for that question? Because I can answer and tell you that, it was probably more lackadaisical back then than it was now, because we have the EBT cards and stuff like that. So it's a situation where, it's easy to get this stuff, but it depending on the state that you're in. And the states that you're in, they make it really hard for you folks to get food stamps because, like somebody like me, I can't go out and get food stamps. I can't just run out there and say, okay, let me get a, an EBT card or whatever, or the one-shot deals that, exist with that. All I can say, from my limited knowledge, is that people abuse the system and stuff like that as it pertains to food stamps, as it pertains to any government aid. Be it you from this country, be it you not from this country, be it you scamming and all that stuff like that. What's going on? What's going on, Green Bay Wacky? Listening. Okay, thank you for listening, Green Bay Wacky. This is my version of Insomniac Theater, like Green Bay Wacky does. He's an awesome, YouTube supporter, YouTube brother right there. You know what I'm saying? You call me Markel. I don't know if you call it right, Markel, Bell, or Markel. I don't know if you're talking to me. Whack Attack. Yeah, nah, Green Bay Whack. He's an awesome, awesome guy. He's very knowledgeable. I don't think people take enough credit. I mean, enough credit. I don't think people give Green Bay Wacky enough credit. It's changing it to Markel. My name is Merkel the phone. That's funny. Angela Merkel. Was it Angela Merkel? Whatever. You know what it is. But anyway, people don't give Green Bay Wacky enough credit. He is very astute when it comes to YouTube and what's going on. Egyptian Gamer Geek. Thank you for coming through. I missed you. You know, thank you for coming back by. One of my youngest subscribers. I appreciate you all the way from Egypt. That does me proud right there. Egypt forever. But it is all good. But like I was saying, people don't give Green Bay Wacky enough credit for his knowledge and his wisdom. On this YouTube. You're in Australia though, so you said Egyptian, but it's all good. If you're from Egypt and you're in Australia, still, Australia forever. It shows you how much I know. Uh, but I'm tired, so I blame it on the tiredness. I'm not under influence of anything but dopeness, awesomeness. And yeah, like I was saying again about Green Bay Wacky, just a lot of folks out there, cool people, awesome channels out there. In Green Bay, I appreciate your support because I know you don't have to. So Solo was good. Yeah, each and all day forever. Well, I want to see Solo. I want to see the movie Solo. I wanted to check that out, see what it's about. Who knows? Maybe I'll go do it. I'm probably not on these 2 days off. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna chill, whatever. Yeah, and I want to see it. I definitely want to see Solo. And when I get the chance, or get a real chance, I'm gonna get some rest these next 2 days. Of course, I'm gonna be live streaming even more and doing that stuff. And I appreciate all the love that you folks, bring to me in this channel. For those folks that are just coming in, basically, I'll repeat myself again. This live stream, it was about, going to the love, not focusing on the hate, not being influenced or worried about, folks that don't support what you do, or that constantly telling you how you can't do things or why you won't succeed, or, being critical of you but not constructive. So, it comes down to a point where, you figure out what works for you. They do what works for them. I mean, I got people that tell me all the time, or tell me over time what I should and shouldn't do as far as my life, my channel, who I am, and it's like, I think it's a quote from Quincy Jones. He said, never let other people's opinions determine your life. Don't let somebody else's way of living determine how you're going to live, especially if that doesn't line up with who you are and where you want to be, especially if it's putting you in a negative space. Don't gravitate towards the people that don't really have, the best in mind for you. You know what I mean? There's a surprise character from the sequel. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't want you to give away the whole thing, so, but, um, yeah, so it's all good though. Should we extend the alcohol serving time an extra hour, or keep the cutoff to 2 a.m.? That's an interesting question. Should we extend an hour or keep it to 2 a.m.? I mean, what it's like, the question is, what will be the benefit other than, you know, the bars being able to make more money and whatnot? It, it it's really questionable. It's really questionable with that. Do we need to be drinking more, till 3 a.m. They extend it an hour? They say, 3 a.m. is the unholy hour when you have it out there at night. From personal experience and being out there, do you need to extend it? Uh, you don't need to extend it, but it really depends on from bar to bar. If you're going to extend it an hour, then you need to have, safety measures and things in place, as to what you can serve and what you can't serve. Me personally, I don't agree with it because it's not necessary. I don't think it's necessary, especially if, you can take your last drink at 2, a drink to go, or whatever the case may be. It makes it harder to get home. Benefits more tax money for the state. Yeah, but there's other ways to find tax money for the state. I think there's a misappropriation of funds. I'm not from California, but I can tell you that, even that tax money that they're going to get from extending it an hour, they're going to misappropriate those funds anyway. you're gonna have some politician or some special interest group or some corporation, out there doing something corrupt where the money is gonna find its way into other deep pockets that, are really not helping the people. So, it's one of those things. It's other ways to get money. You know what I'm saying? You was lucky. It's cold here, but warm in the U.S. Well, the U.S. is not warm all over the U.S. There's parts of the U.S. is still cold. If you go up north, you'll find out how cold it could get. Even on a state like Green Bay, Wacky State, Wisconsin, it could be a little cold there too as well. Some parts of the Midwest and stuff like that. Even the Pacific Northwest. So it's not as warm as you may think it is right now. But yeah, back to your question, Caesar. I mean, yeah, come to Colorado. Yeah, Colorado is it's a animal of its own, burning hot here in California right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, certain parts of California, if you go up to Northern California, you go up to those hills and stuff like that, you'll see some snow up there. There's there's mountains up in California. I agree with that. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, I love the cold. Yeah, Green Bay Wacky. I can imagine you love the cold. I'm a fan of the cold at times. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what it is. As I get older, I'm not really as big on the cold as I used to be or whatnot. I'm kind of like, we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Let me see how this spring works out first. Maybe I'll take the fall. I'll do that. But I have to admit, right now, I love the summer. Yeah, yeah. Um, I love this spring summer season that's upon us. I just don't like the humidity and whatnot. I don't mind if it's hot. I don't care if it's hot. It's just that when you have the three H's, when it's hot, hazy, and it's humid. Oh my God, when it's hot, hazy, and humid, that's what it feels like a desert. Maybe I'm in Egypt somewhere, the Sahara or something. I'm just sweating it out. And sometimes sweating is good, depending on how much weight you have on, if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to stay healthy or whatever. I encourage people out there in hot climates, drink water. Drink as much clean water as you can. And if you don't have any clean water, learn how to boil your water and get the impurities out, get a filter and stuff like that. That's for people that's from, different third world countries and stuff like that. Even if you got to get like a net, and siphon the water and get the dirt and the rocks out of it. Why not? Boil the water over some fire. Then you got some, you know, purified water close to it. But that's that side note or whatever the case may be. Whatever you do, try to stay hydrated this summer, this spring, even in the fall. Most people don't realize that. See, this chat is going crazy. Yeah, you're hydrated at altitude. You have to. This chat is going crazy because it's saying I have one person in the chat, but I know I don't have one person. I got one person in the chat and I got 6 thumbs up. There's probably a glitch with YouTube. Now it's 2. My numbers are going up and down like crazy. I know there has to be at least 3 people in here. Now it's saying it's 3. So that's what, yeah, nah, I know you're here, Caesar. I know you're here. I know you, Green Bay Wacky, size dad, Egyptian is here, but it's saying that it was one person here. So YouTube, and now it's 4. So I don't know how many people are actually really in the chat. I showed 3-7, so it's 4-6. What's happening, brother? Anthony Facer, somebody who's been a long time subscriber. Anthony Facer, I'm doing good. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Don't think I haven't forgot about you. I have not forgot about you. It's just been a long time. What we're talking about, Anthony, is see, you show 2. Now mine says 4. There's this game that's being played right now. Anthony, what we're talking about is just going where the love is. People gravitate towards hate because maybe a person may make them feel good for a moment or so, or a second or hour, a couple of days, a couple of years, whatever the case may be. Sometimes we do it in romantic relationships. We do it in work settings. We do it with friends. We do it with family. I say go where the love is. Go where people are going to appreciate you. It's like the Cheers song. It says, what was the Cheers song? It says, I want to go where everybody knows your name. Anyway. And they always glad you came. Forgive me, I'm trying to sing. I'm butchering that song. Anyway, it's like the Cheers theme song. You want to go where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came. You want to be around people that appreciate you, that care about you, that value you for who you are and not for, who they think you should be or what they could get from you or what they could use you for and whatnot. And it's a challenge in life to see those things and to find those people, but it's out there. There's real ones out there. There's people that really care. There's people out there that really, give a damn about your life. Even out here on these hard YouTube streets, just people that, really, have a concern about you and whatnot. You have to search. Too much hate out there. Yeah, Anthony, it's definitely too much hate out there. But the reality is sometimes we support the hate. We gravitate towards it because, we don't want to rock the boat. You know what I'm saying? You feel that peace here. I thank you, Size Dad. Thank you for feeling that peace here. That means a lot to me. Some people just, go along to get along with folks, because, it may be the popular thing to do. You're like, don't rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Sometimes you got to tip the boat over and say, all right, we need new people in here. And sometimes you have to sever ties and, cut people off and, just, do other things and meet a new set of people and just really gravitate towards folks that really care about you and whatnot, that really, want to honor who you are as a person, because, you're doing the right things or you're trying to be a upstanding person or you want to put yourself around upstanding people. And it takes time to find those people. It's not always easy. Sometimes, going out there trying to find the love, you have your shadow most times that keep you company and whatnot, so it's just, it is what it is with that. You said your car stopped now, Green Bay Wacky. I hope you're okay out there and whatnot, brother. Hopefully you mean your car stop is you somewhere. I think we all got to raise up out of the. Yeah. No, definitely, I agree with you, Anthony, on that. But it does come with being self-aware. Self-preservation and stuff like that. It comes with really just knowing who you are as a person and who you want to have around you. What I mean, do you support the negativity? Secretly and openly say that no, I'm not about drama and I don't want people around me like that. And then secretly, you have these people around you with negativity, spewing hate and tearing folks down and doing, stuff that's just not conducive to being human beings. That's still not driving, still slow typing on the phone. Oh, okay, Green Bay. I just wanted to make sure your car, nothing like that was messed up. So you just out and about. Just be safe out there, Green Bay Wacky. I know Whack Man. You get around Whack Man, but just be safe out there on these streets, especially these YouTube streets or whatever, They can be a cold, dark place sometimes. I J drop some with positive people. Now, listen, I'm not saying, and I agree with that too, Green Bay. I'm not saying go out there and be fake positive. I'm not saying go out there and find a whole bunch of people that's gonna lie to you and make you feel good and give you a bunch of yes people. I said my circle is a freak with a fraction of the size of the sizzle now. Yeah, no, definitely. Not Brooklyn, how I say suburbs. That's funny. That's funny. Actually, there's a Brooklyn, Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. That's funny. A Brooklyn, Minnesota out there somewhere. I don't know if there's a Brooklyn, Wisconsin. Brooklyn is a lot safer than it used to be. Certain parts of it I don't go to, but still, if I gotta go out there, I go out there. I mean, spread love is the Brooklyn way. There you go. So, but yeah, nah, definitely you got to worry about your circle, Anthony. Just keep your circle tight. Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. There you go. Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. I knew it was something. I debate which one is the more famous, but I think Brooklyn, New York is probably more famous than Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Nothing wrong with Brooklyn Park. It's just that Brooklyn, New York, they give it up a certain way. We have an artistic vibe out here. I cut off all the haters and drama starters. They gotta go. Yeah, nah, you gotta get rid of the haters. You gotta get rid of the drama and stuff like that. But also too, I like to have realistic people around me. Folks that not afraid to tell the truth about what's going on. If they see something with me that's off, yes, New York famous. Yeah, Green Bay Wacky. It's just something about Brooklyn. Something about being from Brooklyn. I mean, I don't tell people to just come here and move here, but it's just something about being from this borough, living this life, having this grittiness that we have, being from Brooklyn, just this, this survival mentality, this artistic vibe, this toughness that comes with being from Brooklyn. It's almost like if you're coming from the West Coast and you're from certain parts of, California, South Central Watts, Compton or whatever the case may be. It gives you a certain perspective. It gives you a certain edge. Yeah, besides that, the history of Brooklyn as well. The famous people that have come from Brooklyn, and the people who have been famous and moved to Brooklyn. A lot of people don't know that Robert De Niro at one point, not Robert De Niro, Robin Williams. Yes, Robin Williams lived in Brooklyn. There's a lot of famous people that live in Brooklyn still. A lot of things going on here. So a lot of history and stuff like that. The neighborhood that I'm in, a lot of people don't realize that Abraham Lincoln escaped in the piers around where I live. So that's what happens. You know, it's just a lot of history and stuff like that. Al Capone is from my neighborhood. That's kind of funny. Red Hook section of Brooklyn neighborhood. And Al Capone, I share that with Al Capone. You know, he went to Chicago by the age of 26. That Al Capone, the one that got caught up on tax evasion. You know, died of syphilis. A true friend is one that will call you on your BS. Yes, I agree with that, Anthony. You know, but somebody, you could still, chop it up with after the thing and whatnot. So I want people that's gonna uplift me and be honest with me and call me if I'm, call me on my BS if I'm out there just, doing something crazy or just, incorrect or whatever the case may be. It is one of those situations where, you're being honest with yourself and being realistic about yourself. If you want to have a bunch of yes people around you, then you can do that, but don't be surprised when you got people around you constantly lying to you and whatnot, constantly just telling you what you want to hear. And you're in this bubble, where you don't realize that, hey, you're not dealing with the real world as it pertains to how people view you, how you view other people, how you interact with people, whether or not you actually gravitate towards drama or, you kind of separate yourself from it. People don't, get honest with themselves about that. And that happens, it does really happens the way you have to honestly self-efface if you want to see the whole clear total picture about what's going on. So it really does go like that. And I tell people, as much as possible, gravitate towards the love, those people that care about you, in your thoughts and your actions, what you do. The negativity will come, and I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it and say everything is gonna be, sunshine and rainbows, and you're gonna be singing Kumbaya, and everybody in your circle is gonna be for you. No, no. You'll have times where you attack other people negatively, and they attack you. Times when you have to apologize, times when you don't feel like apologizing, times when you're for the drama, times when you're not for the drama. But it's about being honest with it. It's times when you have to, just say, okay, if I want to be realistic with myself, am I putting more hate than love, out there? I did a video, man, it's a couple of years back, some years back, where you say you try to do more, you try to, do more love than hate. I try to put more love than hate out in the world. And the reason I say that is because yes, we do have things that we do sometimes that are hateful, that are spiteful, that are judgmental, that are vengeful because we are human beings. It's just the thing not to gravitate towards that and make that the status quo, your MO, your motto, your credo about whatever's going on. So, it does get down like that to the point where if you want to be, a better human being, you start to check yourself and whatnot. I mean, it is what it is, Anthony. Maybe it's late. I don't know. Maybe it's the live stream in the chat. I'm just flowing off of it right now, but this is something that's just on my mind. And I see too many times, even myself, I'm guilty of this, how you could move towards folks, that really don't have your best interest in mind. And, you allow people to use you because you don't want to be somebody that seems like the outcast or you're not cool. Or, for the young kids, you worried about peer pressure and stuff like that. As you get older, you realize that stuff, it don't mean anything. That stuff that you was dealing with in high school. And I feel bad for these kids now with the whole online bullying and stuff like that. From the older generation, we looked at it as, hey, if you got something to say, we could go meet up somewhere, we could go scrap it out, or we could do it in the classroom or right after school, or, I'll see you in the streets and I'll give you one of these and give you one of those and but, that's how that goes. So my thing is just like saying, these kids, it is a different generation, a different era to where people can meme you and do kind of crazy stuff. It's great being an outcast now, not necessarily back then. Yeah, no, you know how it goes, Anthony. Back then, people try to make you feel like crap and like you're not worth anything and tear you down. Kids can be vicious, and even now it's more vicious. Think about it. You can get trolled at school. You can get trolled and bullied online. It's something, that can happen in school while you're in classroom, on your lunch break, on the way to school, going home, while you're at home, while you're sitting at dinner. People are trolling you and trying to say stuff to you about you or negatively online. That's why I encourage these kids. I even encourage people, be careful how much it is you connect yourself to, because there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of hatefulness out there, even like Anthony was talking about. It's not something you want to do. These youngsters now are ruthless. Oh my God, they're ruthless, Anthony. Oh my God. I mean, some of this, man, listen. Oh my God. Ruthless, relentless, uncaring, unconcerned. And then, You know, when somebody dies, then there's a hashtag, oh, you know, rest in peace or thoughts and prayers. Some of the people talking about thoughts and prayers are the ones trolling you and the ones that bullying you. But now, once things look bad and bleak, you know, maybe they may, you know, come back and whatnot, you know, and then try to say something. You know, talk about Green Wagon. And some people don't care either way. Some people may see you go out there, get bullied, kill yourself, and say, oh, that they should have got that. That's good for them, you know. A lot of times I hate that you know, driving again. Okay, Green Bay Wacky, I'm still here. I'm here with you. The 70s. What are you talking about? The 70s. Besides that, the 70s is definitely a different time. I wasn't around. I was just a twinkle in somebody's eye in the 70s. But I came out the womb and like I told my mother, I emerged a man. I was born a man amongst boys or whatever. That doesn't sound right, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I was on my way to greatness. But on a serious note, though, it's just crazy, man. Especially with these kids and these cyberbullying and bullying in general and whatnot, and how much of an issue it's become. I didn't realize I might have to do a live stream on cyberbullying. I mean, that's how bad it is. It's just talking about how deeply it could affect people psychologically, especially if you don't have the coping skills and mechanisms to deal with that. You know, even as an adult, you know, adults that deal with that stuff, if you don't have the coping mechanisms, if you don't come from those backgrounds and places where you realize that, you know, how you talk to somebody can get you killed, you know, or get you locked up or get you in a bad way, you know, like how you speak to people, it matters. It's like it goes into the Bible, you know, say life and death is in the power of the tongue. And people don't realize that, you know, it is a serious deal how you talk to people, how you interact with them. Whole new era, this internet stuff. Yes, I agree with you, Anthony. And with that comes a different set of rules, you know, with how people deal with each other. You know, somebody was saying to me on a live stream one time, and I forgot who it was, but it was on one of my live streams, and they said something that was real dope. It was like, nowadays, you know, people get comfortable saying stuff, you know, behind the screen online, and it makes them think that, you know, when in real life they could say these things without consequence. I think it was Click that said that. I don't know if it was him, but I got live streams somewhere far back, and people don't realize that there's real life implications to what you say to people here. Not everybody has a thick skin. Not everybody can handle that. Not everybody is Mel, you know. But that's another story. Not everybody looks at this thing and sees it for what it is. There's some people that literally fold, that really are not strong enough, don't have a thick enough skin. And you can say what you will about that, but it's still not right, you know, as people to just treat each other any old kind of way, because people are not really, you know, dealing with, you know, what's going on. It's like I was thinking earlier to myself while I was at work. Too many times we fight to, you know, go at people and dehumanize them. That, you know, folks that we disagree with, be it a religious preference, be it a socioeconomical thing, be it a gender thing, be it a sexuality thing. You know, you don't dehumanize somebody because you don't agree with them, or you have a platform, you have technology that you go out there and just tear people apart. I could say so much about this, and it's sad that a lot of times when you look out there and you see how we use this technology to tear people down, like right now, if I wanted views right now at 3 4 a.m. in the morning, whatever time it is at almost 4 a.m. in the morning, all I would have to do is just start dropping a couple of names and saying some negative things and going after some people and defaming them, and, you know, with a lack of civility. And guess what? I would get views. I would get people coming, oh, Mel, you heard what Mel said. Mel tore this person down, and Mel tore this one a new a-hole, and this one he said this one, and that was funny, and look at the meme that he did, and this happened and that happened. And you know, at the end of the day, he's saying, you know, what is the percentage in it, and what is it worth? That's what I'm saying. One day they might run across the right one and laying down. Yeah, it's like that, you know, Anthony, and that's happened, you know, unfortunately, you know, on Facebook and stuff like that. People have actually, you know, met up with each other. There was two black guys some years back that had a Facebook beef, and what happened was one of the guys made the mistake of saying, "Meet me at the McDonald's at 125th. You know, if you want the problems or want the smoke, you know." Yeah, it's like that size that. And one of the guys, I think it was either in Brooklyn or something like that. And one of the guys wound up meeting the other guy on Facebook that was talking extra reckless. He threw too much sauce on it. and the guy felt some type of way and went in there and killed him. And the sad part about the situation is that the two guys were friends. The two guys were actually friends, and two friends got online, and yeah, he was the right one. But see, here's the problem, Anthony. You know, the guy that killed the other guy was friends with the guy, so it's like it's like you gonna go and have an online beef with somebody that you could just picked up the phone and talk to and had a conversation with, and you took it to a point where, you know, two friends or two former friends get online, have a beef and a feud, and then one winds up dead. You know, because people forget how to be civil, people how to get how to talk to each other, how to communicate with each other. I think that's one of the things that we're lacking in society: civility, how to talk to people, how to be concerned with people, empathy, you know, compassion. People think life is a game. It's not. Nah, it's not a game, bro. You know, it's not a game. You know, but you know, too many people take it light. They don't worry about it. They don't think about the consequences. You know, and the real life situations that come from what you say and how you deal with people and whatnot. And these things happen. Yes, common courtesy, if you want to call it that. I don't think common courtesy exists anymore. I mean, I think it's a situation where when you look at it, you you say it may be common to a certain area, a particular group of people, but people are so rude sometimes, you know, that you want to just, you know, give them a right cross and a left cross and an uppercut, and you're like, yeah, take some of that, and, you know. Then they might say sorry for bumping me, or, you know, they might say excuse me, or whatever the case may be. But you don't want to do that. You know, you want to have more love in the world, you know, less hate. You want to gravitate towards where the love is. And sometimes you need the love, you know, well, you always should have the love in your heart. You know, you should want the love to be in your heart, you know, towards your fellow man, woman, child, you know, stuff like that, you know, neighbor and stuff like that. Just like common zero is there, anyone to. Yeah, yeah, I mean, common sense is there, anyone to. Well, I say to anybody, common sense exists, but I don't believe in common sense in the way that people traditionally speak of common sense, where everybody should know, you know, what these things are, or whatever the case may be. No, no. You know, things that's common to one area or one group of people are not common to what another set or another group of people are facing and going through at a particular time and space in life. You know, so you just try to find yourself in a way where you're saying, you know what, um, let me share this amongst the people that I deal with. And that could be a common sense that's shared among us. Just like what we're talking about in this live stream. You know, we have certain things that are common knowledge and things that we share and ideas and a way of treating each other that's common to how we do things here. You know, this may not be common to you go on another live stream. They might be cursing each other out and going in and going for the drama and the jugular to see who could do the most snaps or insults or whatever the case may be. And to each his own with that. You do that over there. That's your business. I'm not going to tell you or make an attempt to tell people how to do their thing in another vein, in another light, or whatever the case. I could say, hey, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that, or whatever the case may be, depending on the circumstances. But for the most part, you know, it is a situation where you don't want to get into all that. You know, but with us older or bigger homies preaching the right way, if you can, to just reach one, you accomplish something. Yes, you accomplished something, Anthony, you did. But the thing is, you don't want to be abrasive. You don't want to be forceful. You don't want to be in a situation where you feel like you're telling people what to do. You know, it's an old quote. I think it's from the CEO, former CEO of GE, when he said, "People don't care how much you know, until they know how much you care." You know, people want to know that you care, you have empathy for them, and you give a damn about their life and their situation. You know, that you are compassionate towards them. You know, even with me here on this live stream, what works is the fact that I actually care about what you have to say. You, the viewer. You know, you're watching now. Anybody watching this now, or somebody watching it later, I'm impressed you get to this point. Replay gang, 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 gang. You know, you get to this point. Me caring about what you have to say, even though I'm in a monologue live stream where I'm talking to you and you're not really talking back to me and on the panel, but through the chat, it means something. Yes, actions speak louder than words. So, you know, you have that, Anthony, just to answer that. You know, it is that. You know, and the question is, what do your actions say about you? You know, and what does your company that you keep say about you? Don't be surprised that if you're constantly caught up in drama, you're constantly caught up in hateful situations, you're constantly going through a revolving door of nonsense and negativity. Don't be surprised if that's a correlation or culmination of the people that you put around you to collect and kind of have like just conversing around you, or lingering on or latches on or parasites or whatever the case may be. You want to have people that are going to uplift you, upbuild you, be a benefit, add value to your life, and vice versa. Conversely, that should be the case. Now, what you do with that is your business. However, you let that happen, that's up to you. Lovely Kid Japan, thank you. Appreciate you for being here. Go where the love is, you're here, and I appreciate you. And that reminds me of, since you took about Minnesota again, that reminds me of Mary Tyler Moore. Love is all around, don't let you waste it. You wanna make it after all. Anyway, great show. Love is all around. Now, don't you waste it. Okay. But anyway, that's what happens. I mean, and love is all around us. Don't waste it. Don't be so quick to dismiss people that actually care about us and want to actually lift you up and really, are concerned about your life. Be it family members, be it friends. All that stuff. Oh, I don't know TV. I love you. Yeah. Well, it's all good. I appreciate that. Lovely Kid Japan. There's a show called Mary Tyler Moore. So if you ever get the chance, Lovely Kid Japan, check out Mary Tyler Moore. You could Google that, put it online. The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Awesome show. I encourage any woman, especially nowadays, that's independent, feminist, or want to have a positive view of things. I definitely encourage them to watch Mary Tyler Moore, to watch Rhoda. I actually have both on DVD, or I have both on DVD. I got to get the other DVD. I lent it out to somebody, but it's all good. Obviously, a great show to watch. Very dope to check out and just really converse and get together and see that whole thing. So that's just really how that goes. But for me, I'm just looking at it like, it, I have to be honest with myself about who I gravitate towards, to who I'm spending too much time trying to get attention from. I appreciate you folks for being here because you accept me as I am, and encouraging me to be better, and just realistically, just being there, not trying to get me to change and conform to any standard or situation that may or may not work for me, and vice versa, conversely with you. We're just having a conversation, a chill, kickback situation and whatnot, and it's just what it is. I'm grateful for this situation, for this moment in time, that I could talk to you. Even though I'm tired, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. But this has definitely been an awesome conversation, and yeah, like I said, it's just something that I gotta make sure I watch my time because I got 9%. Not gonna fly. Yeah, no, definitely. Green Bay, I appreciate you for being here. Didn't expect you, but I appreciate you. Love and peace to you all the same. My YouTube brother, there you go. It's all good. And shout out to Green Bay Wacky. I encourage anybody in the chat to go check out Green Bay Wacky. Thank you for the 9 thumbs up. I appreciate that. You showed out. And I tell people go out there, check out Green Bay Wacky. If you're not subscribed to him already, you're doing yourself a disservice. And yeah, 10. Thank you. Appreciate that, Green Bay. And also, too, check out Lovely Kid Japan. Awesome family out of Japan, of course. And, definitely, honestly, awesome channels. I'm not just saying this because they came to my chat. I'm not just saying this because Tina popped up out of nowhere, but definitely awesome channels, great vibes, lovely kids, great. Nah, she does. Lovely kids, lovely family, lovely husband, all that. You just started the reason, like, I join. You just stated the reasons I like to join, and it's lovely. That's funny. That's funny. Well, I mean, I encourage people to check out Lovely Kid Japan. Yeah, I know you're still here. I know you're still here, Tina. I really, 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 really encourage people to check out her channel because she's really awesome. She's somebody that's about love, that's about peace. I've never seen a negative video on her channel, even when she's had bad days and she says she's having a bad day. You see this woman really just putting positive vibes out there into the earth. How she loves her kids, she loves her husband. It's definitely something refreshing to see here on YouTube. I've never seen her name caught up in any drama. Even with any negativity that may be there with her, is probably very minuscule, very minute, very small. So, I'm not saying she's perfect, but she's definitely an awesome, YouTuber, somebody you should check out and just really give a look, and shout out, yeah, well, thank you. I'm not as rocking as you were over there, Tina, but, like I said, you do you do have a great channel, and I mean that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, nobody's perfect, but she has an awesome channel, and you won't be sorry for going to check out her channel, her perspective. I remember the first video I seen of Lovely Kid Japan. I subscribed to her. I forgot who I subscribed to her through, and I went to one of her videos, and it was actually a live stream. That's when I first was getting into the live stream, and she was at a seafood market or something, and I was looking at this food. I wasn't even really paying attention to what she was saying. I mean, I was looking at the seafood. I'm like, oh man, they got this out in Japan. I need to be at that market, and it was a good thing. They just seen a family and stuff like that, so that was a cool situation. Definitely, and kind of funny that I talk about this. Talking about go where the love is. You have Lovely Kid Japan here. The irony of it all. The irony of her name is not lost on me. So that's that whole situation or whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of cool people out there. Yeah, you were together a long time, eating and mating. Yeah, nah, that's good, that's good. Lovely Kid Japan, that's definitely good. I think maybe your husband should do like a marriage video or something, like a couples videos, like giving people tips on marriage, how to have a happy marriage. That would be interesting to hear from you and your husband. How y'all was able to stay together and have a happy marriage all these years. That would be a very good, interesting video to see if you haven't already done one. Because you definitely genuinely look happy, and you definitely look like you enjoy, each other's time and stuff like that, especially with your kid, your son Leo and stuff like that. And definitely awesome channel, awesome channel. I can't say enough about her channel. I mean, she makes me look like an angry, negative person compared to her, but she definitely does. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Lovely Kid Japan. Definitely. I do wish you and your family much success, and I know on YouTube you're gonna flourish and prosper. So I know that's definitely gonna happen, or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to hold out until the hour part because I know my phone is about to die. So forgive me if I cut off before the hour. Do I actually get to the hour? Uh, I do YouTube for the memories. Yeah, well, nah, I mean, there's a lot of memories to create. I say, where do the memories go? Sometimes they go to YouTube. But it's good to create memories and have like a time capsule or something for the family. It's something you could look back and say, hey, remember we did this and remember we did that, and then we got views and interactions and stuff like that. I don't know when I'm going to die too. That's why. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully you live as long as you need to live. Lovely Get Japan. Besides that, I appreciate you for being here. Awesome always to have you. I've been pondering doing a video. How can I come up in poverty, divorce, and overcome addiction? It should be successful now. Yeah, no, Anthony, that would be a dope video, great video. I tell you, like I tell anybody, just look at different ways to edit your video. Just look at a couple of videos on editing and putting together clips and content. It's not hard because I've edited videos and done things myself. But I would definitely want to hear a video or see a video like that from you, Anthony. That would be definitely something that I look forward to, diving deep into and just saying, hey, wow, this is the perspective that he's coming from. We all have a story to tell. We all have wisdom. Everybody is important. I think everybody is somebody. Everybody has something to contribute. And if you don't think that you do, then you're sadly mistaken. Everybody, even the scammers, the trolls, the drama folks, everybody has something to contribute. You can learn something from everybody, even if it don't seem like it. That's just how it goes. Just you have to be willing to get those nuggets of truth, those nuggets of wisdom, to pull and extrapolate from people as you might or as you may, as you're allowed. So that's really what that is. So I mean, and I'm approaching my hour, and I have like a minute left. Hopefully, YouTube don't take that hour from me. When I visit my doctor, always tell me to understand why I'm still living. I told him that I said no. Yeah, if I. He said, wow. Sorry to hear that, Lovely Kid Japan. Sorry to hear that. We want you around as long as you be still here. Yeah, we want you around as long as you can be. Wow. Each day is a blessing, is a gift. You know, yeah, man, you never know. That's why I said memories. Yeah, memories, memories. That was deep. That was deep, Tina. I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that. Well, keep putting together those memories. Keep putting together, those positive things. Something to leave behind for your kids. Something for them to see out of all my content. That's one video that right comes into mind. Never faced it. You should. Oh, Bobby, I didn't know you were here, Bobby. But thank you for being here. I don't know how long you've been listening or whatnot. But this has been a long live stream. Yeah, nah. I'm grateful that I woke up today too, Tina, and I'm grateful that each and every one of you folks have woken up. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you for being here. Bobby's another one. Free to be me, Bobby. It's another one you should check out. She does makeup, tutorial videos, different stuff. She had one video about keeping on the conceal and stuff. I'm not a makeup guy, but she has some interesting videos, live streams, and stuff like that she does. It's all good. Lulu was here. I didn't know Lulu was here. Okay. It's all good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what that means. I get what that means. It is what it is. And on that note, I'm on 3% on my phone. I got to charge my phone. I appreciate you folks for coming here, for being here, for gracing me with your presence. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you. I appreciate Lovely Kid Japan, Green Bay Wacky, Anthony Facer, Egyptian, Gamer Geek for being here. A couple of other people that I probably forgot. Caesar, I appreciate all you folks for coming by and just blaze, blessing me with your presence. As always, blonde with Melvin. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Need to dye my hair blonde. Um, as always, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. I'm tired, but this has been a great chat. Thank you. Peace. Spread love.